How's life going? Are you doing well? Are you feeling comfortable in this planetary moment, or do you feel like an outsider in your own place? In a world that screams for dominance, power plays, and the loudest, most aggressive voice, what if the most revolutionary, most powerful choice you could ever make is simply to be gentle? We are relentlessly trained to believe that the strong take the prize, that the aggressive conquer, and that humility is the weakest form of surrender. We are conditioned to equate ambition with noise and success with ruthless self-assertion. But listen closely, for the ancient promise whispers something far more profound, something that dismantles the foundation of this conventional wisdom. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. This beatitude is not a concession, it is a declaration of ultimate quiet power. It is an impossible paradox for the modern mind to grasp. We confuse meekness with feebleness, with a doormat passivity. But the original wisdom defines it as power under control. Think of a great wild stallion, its strength immense, its muscles coiled and capable of destruction, but disciplined, yielding to the smallest touch of the reins. That is meekness. It is the ability to choose patience when the impulse is rage, to choose silence when the ego demands defense, and to choose understanding when the world expects vengeance. This quiet, unshakable strength is the serene patience that refuses to engage in the exhausting, destructive cycle of conflict, vanity, and self-promotion. It is the wisdom to know that true, lasting life is found not in violently seizing what is fleeting, but in yielding with grace to a higher moral order. The meek do not lack strength. They possess it absolutely, but they deploy it internally, mastering the self before attempting to master the world. They are the ones who, in the face of insult or injustice, possess the infinite reserve of character to absorb the blow without retaliating, thereby breaking the chain of bitterness and escalation. They practice the supreme form of emotional ecology, refusing to propagate the poison of anger and resentment, making them immune to the very forces that tear the current world apart. The inheritance promised is vast, stretching far beyond the simplistic notion of material possessions. This inheritance is not merely land or gold or fleeting worldly titles, but the ultimate divine blessing, the right to live a full and complete existence within a world regenerated. It is the promise of spiritual citizenship in a realm where the laws of true justice, universal compassion, and unconditional love absolutely prevail. To inherit the earth in the deepest sense means to be fully present and fully integrated into a reality defined by harmony, a harmony that begins within the soul. It is the eventual reward for all souls who choose the path of light, the path of the heart, aligning their will with the divine good. This alignment is the key. Those who walk in the light, those who choose integrity over deceit, service over selfishness, and empathy over indifference, are essentially preparing their spiritual frequency. They are tuning themselves to the new planetary vibration. The meek are already prepared for this world, having cultivated it within themselves. They have spent their lives building not castles of ego, but foundations of peace, patience, and unwavering faith. When the new age dawns, they are not scrambling to adjust, they are already home. Their gentle nature ensures they are perfectly attuned to the delicate balance of the regenerated earth. And this leads us to the kin of the meek, the peacemakers. The gospel clarifies this connection with the parallel promise, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." This is not a passive title. Being a peacemaker is an active vocation, the highest form of spiritual engineering. It requires profound moral courage to stand between warring factions, to speak reconciliation into hatred, and to strive for mutual understanding where only division exists. It is the meekness that gives the peacemaker the clarity to see beyond the immediate fight and recognize the divine potential, the shared humanity in the adversary. The peacemaker, by bringing calm and closure, embodies the very essence of the divine principle on earth. They are the living evidence that love is possible, that unity is achievable. They are, quite literally, acting as the children of the Creator, rebuilding what anger has torn down. They become the essential mediators and healers, ensuring that the new era is not just declared, but actively maintained. The message of Jesus, embedded in these Beatitudes, stands in stark, magnificent contrast to the prevailing culture of virtually every era. The world screams, "Be loud, be first, crush your rival." But the Beatitude proposes a radical new operating system for humanity, one based on serenity, profound humility, and patient endurance. It suggests that the path to true eternal victory runs precisely counter to human instinct. The meekness required to inherit the earth is the humility that allows us to learn, to grow, and to acknowledge our intrinsic interconnectedness. It is the patient acceptance of life's lessons, trusting that cosmic justice prevails over temporary adversity. This quality is the essential lubricant for the machinery of a regenerated society. Without it, every interaction becomes a friction point, every difference a cause for war, and every accumulation a source of envy. This promise is intrinsically linked to the prophecies of a sweeping, historical change. The messages speak of a great transition, a shift in planetary consciousness. This inheritance, this full life, is destined to bloom after the initiation of a new era, the Era of Fraternity. This will be a period of profound global regeneration, marked by the gradual but definitive reduction of human suffering and the leveling of crushing social inequalities. Perhaps you feel this shift already. Perhaps you are one of the countless souls experiencing a profound sense of displacement in this current planetary moment, a restless, undeniable urge to flee the chaos, to seek refuge in isolation, to move to a quiet piece of land, to plant a garden and cultivate only what is essential and true. This deep yearning for a simpler life, for solitude and genuine connection to the earth, is not mere escapism. It is the unmistakable call of the soul. Your innermost self knows, far in advance, that the absurd, imposed values of today's society, the worship of aggressive acquisition, the addiction to noise, the culture of fleeting superficiality, are destined to crumble. Your spirit is already tuning out the dissonance, pressing reset, and anticipating their replacement by values far more genuine, deeply ethical, and immutably moral. The soul senses the coming of the true inheritance and is preparing its vessels now by demanding integrity and withdrawal from the false world. What, exactly, will this life be like when the earth is inherited by the gentle? Imagine a future life where the laws of governance are based not on fear, but on pure, insightful empathy, where resource distribution is guided not by greed and artificial scarcity, but by genuine need and collaborative abundance, where education focuses not on competition, but on the limitless potential of mutual growth and artistic collaboration. This is the inheritance being prepared. In this new world, the chronic anxiety that plagues modern life, the fear of ruin, the pressure of performance, the constant need for validation simply dissolves. It is replaced by an inner certainty, a deep, pervasive peace that comes from living in alignment with universal law. The physical benefits will be mirrored by the spiritual. The planet itself, freed from the toxic resonance of human malice and ceaseless conflict, will begin to flourish. The natural world will respond to the gentle hand of the meek. Diseases rooted in stress, conflict, and environmental neglect will diminish, replaced by robust health that reflects the soul's inner peace. Art, science, and philosophy will explode into new realms of beauty and insight, because the massive energy currently spent on warfare, defense, and litigation will be redirected toward creation and discovery. To walk with the light, to choose the good in every small daily decision, is to actively participate in building this future now. Every act of kindness, every moment of patience, every refusal to engage in petty conflict is an investment in your future citizenship. It is an assurance that when the spiritual gates of the new world open, whether in this lifetime or the next reincarnation, you will be recognized as a native, ready to step onto the planetary stage where the forces of good definitively surpass the forces of evil. The fullness of life, the spiritual, intellectual, and moral richness of existence is installed slowly, patiently, but assuredly in the collective human heart, beginning with yours. The ultimate benefit of living in the light is the absolute removal of fear, where the shadow casts doubt, division, and existential dread, the light offers perfect, unassailable security. The reward is not just a pleasant environment, but a state of soul, clarity of purpose, unbreakable connection to the divine, and the joy of contributing to eternal progress. It is the reward for the soul that has lived the difficult, counterintuitive life of the gentle. This is not a reward to be seized through battle. It is a state of being achieved through inner transformation. The meek inherit the earth because they are the only ones fit to govern it, not with the heavy hand of ego, but with the light touch of service. They have already established their personal inner kingdom of peace, and only those who have mastered the self are qualified to guide the world toward its own ultimate redemption. They are the quiet architects of the future, the foundation upon which the world regenerated will be built. This quiet resilience is the ultimate preparation for a world remade, a spiritual home, a promised kingdom where eternal fullness awaits the prepared heart. It is the highest wisdom to understand that the path to true eternal victory is always paved with peace, patience, and profound, disciplined humility. Choose the gentle way and choose your inheritance. If you love this story and want to hear more like it, please hit that subscribe button. It truly means the world to us and helps us grow. And hey, while you're at it, let's aim for 50 likes on this video. Help us smash that goal.